music going. Stream looks good. Audio levels look good. Cool. Alright, so today we are going to start with fixing all the enemies and Link to polish everything up and get it into its final state. Fairy fountain's done. I'm actually just going to close all of that. Alright. So, let's go through all the enemies one by one that I'm not happy with and fix them. So, Armos are fine, Guinea are fine. The lever, there are a couple things I want to do with this guy. That being that when he chooses a spot to spawn, I want it to kind of vary a little. I want to give it like a 45 degrees that it can spawn in. And I want to increase I want to change up the underground time to be where they can stay underground for longer. I think 1.2 is still good. And it's ready. Let's verify. Timer is 0 to time. So we get an underground time, which is 1.2 to 5. And then we set our starting timer to somewhere between those values to randomize it. Okay. I wanted to try that. Let's see. So if I put like cancel. I make like 6 of them. I want to see if that's going to feel a little bit better when you first enter. So that does feel a little bit better, but not really. Let's see, so... Oh wait, all these guys have... Why is it 2.5? Should be 5. I'm going to change these to consts that aren't adjusted per thing. These would also do better as constants. Okay, let's see how that feels. Okay, that feels a lot more spaced out now. Now, I want to make changes so that, okay, let's see. And link is not null. Blah, 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 blah. Glow position will be link dot glow position plus link get forward times multiplier. So we get collision point. So multiplier is 4.8, and then we get that. If distance minus link dot glow position dot length minus 0.8. And let's say if it's less than like 1.6, then our multiplier is going to be negative 4.8. Okay. So get forward dot rotated on the vector 3 dot up axis by rand or bar forward vec equal. Forward, which is a vector 3. So forward back got rotated by rand f. Range of negative 45 to 45. We'll actually get our angle, which will be a float equal to this. That's going to be deg 2 radians. And then we can just put an angle here. There we go. Okay. So, now okay, and rather Well, this. Let's make sure we're working with a normalized vector. It should be normalized, but just double check it. I'm not going to go back and verify. So we'll look at minus forward vec. Excuse me. Well, actually, so here we want to do that times multiplier, and we want to normalize that, and then we want our multiplier to equal the absolute value of our multiplier, so that that's just holding the length, and then this is now actually pointing in the correct direction, including the negative. And so now the look at will be correct. This needs to be forward vec, and that should make it so they still come at you. That feels a bit more random with how they spawn. Alright, let's see how that feels going into the... like, going to the, going here. Okay, it definitely feels a lot more fair to fight these guys now that there's a little bit more randomness to how they behave, and they're not all popping up at the exact same time. I think the Zora needs to lower how often he fires, but I think that's good for those guys. So that's all the changes I wanted to do to the basic lever. The blue lever I'm happy with. I don't even need to touch that. Except, let me verify that the knockback is going the right way on these guys. So if I throw a blue lever in here, let's verify that the knockback is behaving properly. I'm really gonna have to test that one in the desert, because in the test room he doesn't have any walls to keep him in. I should really make the test room the size of a single room. Nice. They do spawn. Okay. That seemed to be going in the right direction. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Now... onto the Lionel. Lionel is going to need significant changes. Just because I use like how the Moblin works, and I want to use how the Armos works. So let's open that. So first off, we're going to be getting rid of this. Sight is fine. The link sight checker. Which yeah, we can still use that for what it's being used for, but let's add Node 3D. This will be wall checks. And that's going to have, well, actually, I think I can just grab those, copy those, and paste that. Okay. So, yeah. This guy needs to be up a bit. We'll do that. Maybe 0.8 to keep consistent. This will access as unique name. Alright. Alright, and I'm actually gonna be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Yo, I'm back. Alright, Lionel, yeah. Changing how this guy works. So... this guy's probably broken quite a bit. That's all fine. Let's go ahead and get our wall checks. Good. 17. 2 wall checks. And okay. That's everything I need to grab access to. And then that stuff's all fine. However, in the move process, turn. Let's look at the Armos. So in his move process, does that. If he's on a wall, gets patrol direction. I wish I could open... Can I? Can I open up 2 scripts next to each other in Godot? Let's see. Godot, open 2 scripts at once. Not possible at the moment, sorry. I mean, it's such a complicated thing that no plugin exists to help with this either. Tabs are enough for you. Man, okay. One script open on one screen with reference from working on another. Yeah. I'm just gonna open it up in VS Code on the side. Alright, file, open folder. I trust the authors. Alright, let me pull this open. Let's do that. Alright. So, in the move process, we're just going to yoink all of this and restart this. Remake this to be how the works. So first, our animation player dot play walk, I think. Run. Run is the animation. Play run. I can check if is on wall. Will equal get move dir. And that's gonna be and this, yeah, I can get rid of this turn function. Get move dir is going to yeah, that's a pretty easy way to do it. We just... I mean, I'm just gonna copy this code word for word. Boom. Because it's the exact same. So we get a random move direction. Including vector 3.0. So he could be standing still. So here we're actually going to do our animation after we know our velocity. So do that. We're going to need our direction we're moving. Okay, and then we'll then know if dir is dot length is greater than 0, then we will animation player dot play run. Otherwise, we'll play idle. Okay. And then we also have our timer, so we can do timer. Is that? Yeah, timer exists. Well, minus equal delta. And if timer is less than or equal to 0, then timer will equal 1. And then we will check if randef range of 0 to 100 is less than turn chance. I guess this is turn frequency. Then turn chance, then the dir will equal get move dir. Okay, which means our animation player has to also wait till after that. We get movement direction. That's all that. And play corresponding animation. Then we're going to essentially just do that. I don't have a move speed variable. There we go. Okay. So that should be the normal patrolling handled. Well, And then after we do that, we're going to check our sites. And if link, then our state will equal states.alerted. So I gotta make that check sites function. Okay. So then this is going to be like exactly the same. Is it not called site? Oh, I don't have it yet. Okay. This will be the link site checker. All right. If that is called, that's not colliding, then link equals colliding will return. Otherwise, link equals null. Okay. So that's check sites done. All right. And then in the alerted process, we're going to immediately check sites and then do this. Then we'll look at link.global position and look at a vector 3 that is links global position dot x our global position dot y and links global position dot z. There we go. And then if the direction vector's length is greater than 1.6, then we will animation player.play run, and actually, So doing this, I'm gonna go var look vec, or no, dir vec will equal link global position, link global position minus global position. If I can type, that would be cool. Then I can check the dirvec length, and then I can say quick run, and then I can say that our dirvec dot y needs to be zeroed out, and and then it also needs to be normalized. So dirvec dot or no will equal the dirvec normalized and to do that we can just look at our global position minus the dirvec, and then we can set our velocity x and y. So velocity dot x will equal the dirvec dot x times move speed, and our velocity dot z will equal our dirvec dot z times move speed. Okay. And timer plus equals blah. Then timer will minus equal delta, and if it is less than or equal to 0, then we check if we're gonna shoot, and we shoot, and we set our timer equal to our turn frequency. There we go. And then in here, we are up to them, so we zero out our velocity, we play idle, timer will minus equal delta, and if it's less than or equal to 0, then our timer will equal turn frequency, then we'll attack. Okay. And up here where we reset our timer. Okay. All right, and then link site checker target position. Whoa. We don't need to do that anymore. We're already doing check sites up here. Excuse me. Okay. So that is the move and alerted updated. Call that knockback-der, KB-der, KB-der. Alright. Okay. Let's see how that behaves. We don't need this anymore. Because we're handling that in our check sites function now, which gets called a bunch. Timer will equal our turn frequency. Okay, let's see. Okay. Length in base nil. Okay. Oh, and ready. I have to have a ready function. Yeah, here we go. So in the ready function, our direction needs to be set equal to get move direction. I'm actually going to move this down to where we have our physics process. Built-ins and signal connections. Okay. Of no value, site. Access is used. Let's retry that. Okay. Maybe those need to be negative. Our global position. So vector from us to Link. And okay, so he actually faces the right way. So we're gonna look at that. And then when he moves, we're going to add our move velocity. Okay. That guy seems to be behaving properly now. So the blue Lionel. Okay, so Lionel Blue doesn't need this anymore. Site needs to be accessed as unique name. And we're gonna get this wall checks and put that in here. Okay, let's see. Does it crash immediately? No. Okay, cool. Let's go fight some blue Lionels. Let's see if that still works. north, west, south, west. Are they stuck? No, they were just idle that long? That's kind of crazy. Is he stuck? If I take this out, well, if I change to a shape cast, okay, target position is the same. Why is it so much longer? Box of 1.6, 1.6, and then 1.6, I guess 0.8, yeah, to get that the same length. Copy. Shape cast. Paste. Paste. And paste. This is going to be 0.8. 0.8. Okay. Okay. That should prevent them from getting stuck in, like, corners and stuff. Cool. Alright, so that's the Lionel fixed. The Moblin is going to have a similar... it's going to be pretty much exactly the same, actually. So the Moblin doesn't need this. Does need the site accessed as a unique name. And does need this. Paste. Okay. Let's open up the Moblin script. Alright. Oh, yeah. I forgot to do that in the Lionel. In my process script. I don't know why we have to load the model. Not sure what's happening there. But after we check loaded, there's yeah, whatever. So right here, we'll checks dot position will equal the global position plus a vector 3 of 0, 0.8, and 0. And then wall checks, very important, needs to be top level. That needs to be in line with blue as well. Wall checks, top level. The Moblin as well, top level. Oh, OBS disconnected. Alright, looks like it reconnected fine. That was odd. Alright. The warnings popped up on stream, that's really funny. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What's going on, Blast Corpse? You just gotta work on it every day, and you'll make progress. Yeah. Okay. Now. I'm just going to one-for-one copy this because they all use the same things anyways. Process. Get rid of the turn function. And let's get our two new functions. And then up here, let's make sure to get our new one readies. And then add marker The timer needs to be set equal to the turn frequency. Okay, what's the issue? Move speed, yeah. This is going to be KBDer, which needs to be updated everywhere we use that. Down here. Well, first off, we don't need those anymore. Let's see, when we're blocked, these are move speed. And here as well. No errors. That should be pretty much all we have to do. Now we just, in Moblin Blue, have to make sure we're matching. So Moblin Blue, that, get rid of it. The site, access as a unique name, and copy that and put it in the Moblin. Okay. And in the process, we're still doing all that. Cool. Alright, let's check if moblins are now good. Oh, let's test it in game. Oh, nope. Shapecast a variable type raycast. If that wasn't breaking with the Lionels, why wasn't that breaking with the Lionels? Oh, that was the Lionel. Let me make sure I fix that in this guy as well. Okay, let's retry that. Oh, now I gotta double check the Lionels. Oh yeah, I never updated his ready function. Let's make sure to move that down here and make sure that we set dir equal to get mover. Alright. Let's retry that. They're all, like, standing still. Why are they standing still? Okay. They're alerted is fine. Alright, there's something wrong with what how they're behaving. So moblins, I think they actually have the walk as their animation name, not run. So that's the first issue. The second one, I don't think we want to allow moblins to stop. I think that should be exclusive to Lionels. Also, it's super laggy all of a sudden. I wonder if that's because we're using Shapecast instead of... Well, we're also getting a ton of errors. In move process, look at failed. In the Moblin, global position plus move velocity. Oh, yeah, actually, in Lionel, cause that won't be an issue there anymore, but in the Lionel, we want if dir.length greater than 0. We'll do that. Okay. Let's see if we... I don't get why it's... Like, if it was the... Shapecast, I don't get why it's laggy at this point. Oh. How is dir nil? I thought in ready, I set it to get moved dir. Let's see. So in ready, we set dir to get moved dir. And get moved dir. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet you the Moblin. Yeah, let's go in here. Here, let's set the Shapecast, all of them. Or I should just be able to adjust the one. Let's do 1.5. Or, actually, hold on. 1.6 on that. Let's do 0.8 on that. Did that fix the Lionels as well? No, I gotta do these ones specifically. 0.8. Let me do that for all of them. I bet you it's like colliding with the ground, and so basically it's saying it can't move in any direction. Yeah, okay, there we go. And that's why they were all like frozen in place beforehand. Oh. Anti-Zora wand. What? How? How did somebody get stuck? just do that. North, west, south, west. Well, they're all stuck. I don't get it. I made this top level, right? Yeah, so it's top level and... They're just taking a coffee break? Yeah, probably. Hey, how's it going, Dr. Shliapa? Welcome back to stream. We'll... Okay. Oh, jeez. What? Why is it not? There's something wrong with the lines. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so... So, this is top level, so it's not like that's rotating. And when I get a mover, I go through all of the shape casts, I check if it's colliding, and then I add the target position normalized. So when it's not colliding, we add it. Okay. Alright, I'm updating the test room to be smaller. So the floor collision shape is going to be 25.6 by 17.6. I'm gonna update this as well. Okay. And the wall. So, let's see. Is this transform? Yeah, okay, so it is just purely this. So this guy, this is going to be 17.6, and, oh, perfect, okay. Then his position is going to be 12.8. The same for all of these guys. 8.8. Although this guy I'm gonna make unique, and he's going to be 25.6. Okay. This guy negative 12.8, or no, just 12.8, and then this guy make unique, and this is gonna be 8 or 25.6, and this is going to be 8.8. Okay, link. Him in there. Alright. Show collision shapes. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. So when he's touching a wall, it's hitting all of them? That doesn't make sense. Oh, wait. Am I just misunderstanding how shapecasts work? Is it not it checks that shape? It's like that shape is generated on every point along the line, and so in reality, this shapecast here, instead of... Okay, hide all these. So this guy, instead of being like that, I want this to go to... I want the Z to be like 0.1, and I want this guy to target 1.6, and then it would like bop, 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 all the way across. Like it'd move that shape from here to here. I think so. I think that's what I want. And so if I delete those, I duplicate that, rotate 90, whoops, rotate 180, rotate 270. Let's try that. Oh my god. No, no, don't target me. Okay. Okay. Well, the good news is the back isn't colliding. Bad news is the sides are. The sides shouldn't be colliding. So, with the Lionel, his collision shape has a radius of 0.6. So I want this, I want the wall casts to have a width of 1.1, just smaller than his collision shape. There's also still the problem of him walking into... Okay. So now, only the collision shape of him looking forward is colliding. But, for whatever reason, he's not turning around. And just want to verify, these all need to also collide with enemy walls and trees and water. Okay, but that's not the issue. So for whatever reason, when we're getting our mover, I mean, are we calling this when we're on a wall? Yeah, we are. Let's see. Let's check if we're even doing this. Ow. Alright. Now we do. Okay. So right now, it's getting 001. And that's all it's getting? When we get moved after we do this, I want to print available. Oh, because the target position, and I used rotations, and so it's okay. So I'm actually going to have to delete all those. This guy, duplicate. And this, rather, needs to be target position there. And then duplicate target position 1.6 and 0. But then I have to make unique and adjust this so that it's 1.1 here and 0.1 here. and then duplicate that for negative. Okay. That should fix my issue. Okay, let's see. Well, okay. Why is he always perfectly turning around? Well, it's like he's going to the side and then... I think if is on wall and... Can I get the wall normal? Yeah, get wall normal is equal to the direction, equal to negative dir. Yeah. Or, dot angle to our negative dir is, less than deg to radians of 45. Let's try that. Then he should be able to walk along walls. Yeah! Although, now he kind of magnets to walls. Which I guess that makes sense. But that can be fixed by increasing the turn frequency. 1. Or no, not the turn frequency, the turn chance. 4! That's not nearly enough. This should be like 35. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That feels good. So let's adjust the Lionel, the blue Lionel, to be the same. So let's copy that and Lionel blue. I'll just delete that and paste that in. And now I actually want to test the Moblin as well, because the Moblin's going to have a lot of the same issues. First, let's fix his raycast. I'm actually just going to delete that and paste in the Lionels. But I want to verify. So the Moblin's collision shape, also radius of 0.6, so that's actually perfect. Although the Moblin script, we want to But did I make any changes to the script? Oh, turn chance. Let's make it like 50% chance. To make them a bit different. And now that I fixed the get movedir, I can actually just make this. I can add the standing still back into the Moblins and the Lionels. Okay, but let's see if the Moblins behave. Oh my, I can't get out of his sight. Yeah, and they can stop. Cool. Okay. Cool. Alright. So let's see how they behave in-game. Let's turn off the collision shapes so we can get a feel for how it's actually gonna feel. Oh my god. It's so laggy. What? Why is it suddenly so laggy? Should not be this laggy. What did I do? What did I do? Why is it? Let me get the profiler out. See what's happening. Alright, process time. What is this huge gap? Where is... These added up is not this. Yeah. Maybe the way I fix this. Maybe it's the fact that these shape casts kind of always exist, and so they might just always be processing. And so the way I can do that is... Yeah, okay. So... when we're doing this, I can also say that wall checks dot process mode will equal hold on, if not loaded, then wall checks dot process mode will equal disabled. Otherwise, well, if I get here, then I can just set it to process mode inherit. Also, this can just be this. We don't have to do that every time. Okay, let's see if that fixes the issue. Yeah, that was the issue. All those shape casts were always processing. So let me add this little tidbit to the Moblins as well. Let's see. Wouldn't it be better to have it act like the original game where enemies aren't always persistent everywhere all the time? Just have enemies spawn in their respective screens. Wouldn't that cut down on processing time? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing with this, like, loaded, is I'm, like, turning their logic off when they're not nearby. But, yeah. Essentially, what I need to do is I still need to make it so that enemies can respawn after you, like, enter a build. Actually, I need to see how enemy respawning even works in the original and adjust that to this. And for now, I've just been using this loaded variable to turn their logic off. But when they have, like, physics checks, like areas and stuff like that, it kind of causes issues. Okay. Just curious, if I go in here, monitors. Yeah, the frames aren't perfect. They're still staying around 40. Do that so I can see them here. Like, I mean, we're hitting like a stable 30, which isn't great. I'd love to hit a stable 60. But it's definitely playable. And yeah, I think that will be fixed with fixing enemy loading. For the most part, I like the new logic for these guys. Alright, cool. Yeah, everything seems good. I wonder if I go to Link, if I open up Link real quick. We have How does enemy loading work? Now I'm kind of forgetting. Yeah, let's actually... Oh, I think it's in the base enemy script. So if I go to... the enemy script... Yeah, this is where we handle loading. Okay, and so that's why... enemies kind of have to be... existing even when yeah, okay. So I'm gonna make a function load in and a load unload. Okay, and then I'm gonna call load in, and we'll call unload. You know, I might as well go ahead and abstract this. Same with that and that, which I think I then need to define it like that. And so load in and unload have to be defined in every enemy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with kind of just looking at how they behave in game and mimicking it. Like I can find how most mechanics work by just like looking up how they work. I don't want to have it like exact 1-to-1 of the original. So now I need to go into every enemy and do that. So the Armos. He needs his load in, and we need our unload. So when we in here, let's just look at what we need to do here. So when we actually what we can do is there's a much simpler way to do this. I don't need to have abstract functions or anything. And then in physics process, I can just say, I can just have the if not loaded return. That's all I'm going to have to need in any of them, because if I go to the enemy script and I get rid of the abstract definition, they're all going to have the exact same logic for load in and unload. It's going to be for node in get children node.process mode will equal process mode disabled, and then visible will equal false. And then when we load in for node in get children, our node.process mode will equal inherit, and visible will equal true. And then in all the enemy scripts, so lever, does this, yeah, this inherits enemy. Well, this should be physics process. But enemy, let's make a func is loaded, or we'll make it, yeah, is loaded, which by default is going to be this, and then dist is less than enemy load distance. So this can be is loaded and not is loaded. What is loaded? Okay. And we're going to return that. This will be a Boolean. And then in here, I can overwrite so in here, I need to overwrite is loaded to be return link, and then I need to override the load in and the unload functions, where we're going to super that and super that, and then if, and then we will say that site dot process mode will equal inherit. Or no, just there. Load in we don't have to overwrite. But we want the site for them to always be active. So in unload, we just do that, and then yeah, and then physics process, we can say if after we do that stuff, so after the editor stuff, if not loaded, return. Cool. And then, so Lionel, we just need, oh, and, or no, we're calling super, so we're fine. Yeah, so Lionel, we don't need all this anymore. Not loaded, return. And then same in the Moblin. Just that. Oops. Okay. And then let's make sure we're doing all of this in all of our guys. We don't need the visible. That's being handled by load in and stuff. Oh, lever blue does have. So lever. I'm going to copy these because lever blue is going to function the exact same way. And in his physics process, we're going to say sure. I'm just gonna do that. Well, it's gonna happen either way. So, if not loaded, return. Okay. Then Lionel I already did. Moblin already did. Octorok. Just go to his physics process. We don't need that. We just need that. P-hat. In physics process, we don't need that. Just that. The rock isn't even a real enemy. Tektite. Yeah. Thank you, DeSeuss. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Again, the Zora's not actually a real enemy either, so that's all good. Let's see if that improves performance at all, or if it crashes performance because I misunderstood something. Well, looks like it crashed performance. I am obviously missing something here. So we're not loaded, but is loaded. Then we set loaded to true, and we load in, which goes through all the nodes and sets their process mode to inherit and sets it to visible. It's unloaded. We go through all the nodes and we set their process mode to disabled and make it visible. And for some reason, and this only happens when they load in and load out. Alright, so how is doing this once instead of every frame less performant? I don't understand. Oh, I'll take a look at the profiler. So it is the frame time on the... I cannot think of why. How is this? Okay, so let's see what we're doing. So, first, let's move this to out here. So, every frame we say, if do we have the camera set? If we don't, we set it. So one time, this gets called one time, where the camera then gets set. And then we say, hey, are we loaded? Or are we not loaded? And, you know, first frame, everything isn't loaded. And then we check, should we be loaded? Where we check, okay, the distance I mean, I'm calling that twice. Is that the issue? I don't think so. I'll store it in a variable, but I don't think 2 function calls to check the length of a vector is gonna be eating up that much processing. Yeah, no, it's still having huge process times. Alright. I think the way I did this inherently just is not gonna work. I think I need to group enemies by the screen they're on. And then the screen will say, should this screen be loaded? And if that screen should be loaded, then it goes through each enemy inside the screen and checks if that should be loaded. That way we can just skip over most enemies when we're... So we'll have like a scope of screens that will be, you know, how close the screen is to the player. And honestly, we can even do this. We can cull it so it's only within the... Or no, this is just checking distance, yeah. So we check the distance to the camera. And then... Yeah. And then instead of checking every enemy, we should just check the ones inside the screens that are nearby. And so this system is, I don't know why it's laggier than what it was before, because we're like setting the process mode to disable for everything that's a child of it, which should be fine. I wonder actually if it's the levers. I wonder if I just return false for the levers, so they're never loaded. I'm still gonna have performance issues, right? Yeah, okay. Just wanted to double check that. Yeah, I guess I should split things up into rooms, and then I check the distance to that. Yeah, okay. Real quick. Call this screens. Then I'm going to add a script into our components. Screen node generator. Create. Alright, this is going to be a tool script, and var generate will be a Boolean, which will equal false, and when we set our value, we will call generate, or generate nodes, and then we will go export width, or let me just use constants. Width will be a int equal to 16, right? The world is 16 by 8? Is that right? I gotta check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. Height is 8. And then when we generate the nodes, we will do for y in height, and for x in width, and we will say our node will equal a node 3d.new, node.name will equal screen plus stir y plus stir x. Okay. And then y is actually, because this is positive and this is negative, y is going to, I also need to do range. You can't do an in on an int. And this is going to be height, but we're going to go from height -1 to -1 at a step of -1. So y will go backwards. That will go from no. Just in the coordinate calculations we want it. In the normal one we want it to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. And then node dot position will equal so first our adjusted or call it assigned y will equal y minus 4, and the signed x will equal x minus 8, and then we actually want, so we do y minus 4, so that gives us negative 4 to 4, or no, negative 4 to 3. Yeah, negative 4 to 3. And then we want, and that's the top to the bottom, and we want to flip that so that we're going from -3 to -4. So I think I want 8 minus y. So that will give me, or 7 minus y. Minus 4. So 0 will be 3, and 7 will be -4. Yeah. Okay. And then we want to take those numbers and we want to do node dot position dot y is going to equal the signed y times 17.6. All right. And then I want to add 8.8. And then our node.position.x will be the signed x times 25.6 plus 12.8. And then we will add child node. Okay. And I'm gonna close that. I'm also gonna close all of these real quick. Okay, and then I want to open the Overworld. All right, and then this guy. I forgot the @export. Okay. So, this guy. So when I hit generate, GD script, tool script, add child. Oh, I see. I forgot about node.owner needs to equal dot edited scene root. Forgot I gotta do that in a tool script for things to work. So now I need to, once again, close the overworld and then reopen it. To get rid of all those nodes that I generated. Okay. Okay, here. Let's generate them. Alright, screen 0. I see how I may have messed up there. So let's delete all of those. Instead of position.y, position.z. Let us try that again. Let me generate. Okay. So now we have a node at the center of every screen. Perfect. And now screen 0. Well, let's get all of these guys selected. And they're going into screen 0, 0. All right. And then these guys are going in screen. Okay. Okay. Select all of these guys. Okay. These guys are getting put into screen 0, 1. This guy, this guy are all getting put in 0, 2. Wait. P-hats are no longer in their proper screen. Screen 0, 0. There we go. screen 0, 3 is this guy, these guys. Alright. Those guys go in screen 0, 3. This guy goes in screen 0, 4. Okay. And these P-hats are going in screen 0, 5. Same with this Zora. And this blue lever. And a regular lever. And then one more blue lever. Alright, cool. Alright. Screen 0, 6 is just going to be these guys. There's nothing in screen 0, 7. These Octoroks will be in screen 0, 8. Alright. Then these Tektites will be in screen 0, 9. And these ones, 0, 10. These guys will be in 0, 11. These guys will be in screen 0, 12. These guys and where's the Zora? Let's see. 0, 13. There he is. I wonder if I can just like 014, like if I can just yoink like that. Yeah, and then 014. This is 015. Okay. And then 10 is these guys. Cool. Let's go ahead and close that and reopen it. There we go. These guys are 10. I feel like I'm not the only thing I have selected. There we go. These moblins are in 1-2. Or no, 1-1. There we go. And 1-2. I believe is these guys. Okay. And I'm gonna minimize all these real quick so I'm not having to scroll forever. There we go. Okay. We have these guys, which will be in screen 1-3. We have those guys, which will be in screen 1-4. We have those guys, which is screen 1-5. Screen 1.6. Seven. One eight. No! I accidentally moved the map into as a child of it. Let's fix that. Yo, what's going on, Smelly Cat? We're fixing performance issues because I can't get a stable, I can't even get a stable 10 frames a second right now, but I can't get stable frame rate, and so we are, doing that. Oh, okay. These guys, not including that. Okay, those have already been moved to 1.8. Screen 1.9. Those drop shadows too much for the RTX. It's not even the shadows. It's just enemy logic and having every enemy in the having every enemy in the game loaded at the same time apparently is bad for performance or whatever. And so now I have to split them up into screens. Alright. 110. I need the boundaries to be visible between rooms, which is the enemy walls. Yeah. Perfect. What? I can't see the walls in the top-down view? Or at all? What? Come on. They're visible here. I guess they're not visible in the top-down view. Is there a way to make collision shapes like more visible? Is that a thing? Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much doing exactly that. And I gotta select all of these collision shapes one by one, because I can't just select them in mass. Okay. So those, I want the debug color to actually be like red, and I want the alpha to be like a lot brighter, so that when I view it from above, I can see the lines. Yeah. There we go. Having those lines will be nice. Now the question is, will those lines appear in the overworld? Oh, yes, they will. I can see them. Top view. No! Wait. View environment? Don't view environment. Oh, they're just very hard to see. But if I turn environment view on, they're suddenly easy to see. Alright, I don't get that, but that solves my issue. So I can select these guys. And these go in screen 111. Alright. Then the next area goes in screen 112. I wonder if I do that. No. Is there a way to make it so that when I select, when I like drag select, that it only does what's fully contained, not... That's fine. It's whatever. These guys, I can continue to just deselect that. Alright, into 14, 114, right? Yep. And then these guys in 115. I wonder if I just do that. No, because I need the lines are in the map, so I do need that. So we have these guys. Did that not select the map? No. Why did that not select the map? Who knows? That is screen 20. And on to the next one. Yeah. Screen 21. Yeah, this is gonna take a while to get through all of these. It's just so many enemies, and I gotta group them properly. You know, I might be able to just write a script to do this. Because it is based on their position. So if I just do... Hold on. I'm going to add a script here. Put this in components and call this move enemies to screen. This will be a tool script, and we'll need a var bool or at export var bool or move is a bool with a set value to call move enemies, and then move enemies. There we go. And we're gonna do that. Okay. So first, I think I want those, but first I need to, I want to go through for enemy group in get children, and for enemy in enemy group, we want to get screen with a vector 2 given enemy dot x and enemy dot global position dot x and enemy dot global position dot y or dot z, and then get screen given a var coordinate, which is going to be a vector 2. This will return a string, and so here we're just going to return pop right now, and then in this we want to take our x coordinate, and so var screen x is going to be our coordinate dot x, and we want to get our x coordinate plus 8 times 25.6, so plus half of the world size. So our negative will go to 0, and so it's 0 to world size, and then if we take that value and then we divide that by our world size, which is going to be world width is going to be a int equal to width or it's going to be a float equal to width times 25.6, and our world height is going to be our height times 17.6. So we're going to add our world width over 2. And then we're going to take that whole thing and divide that by our world width. And then we can take that output and we can floor that and then that will give us expected parameter name. Oh, I accidentally put a var there. There we go. Alright, so that's our screen X, and then our screen Y is going to be our coordinate dot Y plus our world height over 2. So that is going from 0. That's going from 0 to world height, and then I want it to go the other way. So this is 0 and this is world height. So I want that to be world height minus that. Minus that. And then I want to divide that by world height. And then that is 0 to 1 of how far on the height of the world we are. And then we want to multiply that by then we want to multiply that by height and floor that. And I forgot here to take what's inside of this and multiply that by width. And then I can return screen underscore plus stir screen Y plus stir screen X. Okay. And then, so var screen name will equal that. And then with the screen name, we can go into our screens. Whoops. Access as unique name. I can say screens for screen in screens dot get children if screen well, actually, before doing that, I want to verify that we're actually getting what we want. So, var screens will equal dictionary, if screens dot has screen name, if not that, then screens dot screen name will equal an empty array, and then screen name dot push back enemy, and then I'm just going to print screens here. That way I can verify without moving stuff that things are being put where we want them to be put. So I'm gonna have to close the overworld and reopen it so that the tool script can update. And then we're gonna see if we get enemies in their proper screen. So if I click move, good. There was an error calling iter next on an array object Octorox. Let's see. Oh, enemy in enemy group dot get children. There we go. All right. Okay. That's kind of hard to read. Let's for screen name in screens, print screens. Okay, let's do that. Let's clear that. Okay. Okay, let's see. We have some guineas in 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-0, 5-0, and 5-1. That's right. Okay. So those are right. It looks like that is working perfectly. And so now, instead of printing this, we can say that var enemy will equal screen, or we can say for enemy in screens screen name, we're going to say enemy dot parent. Enemy is a node 3D dot parent dot reparent to screens Get node screen name. Let's see. Keep global transform is true. Yes. Changes the parent of the node to the new parent. The node needs to already have a parent. The node's owner is preserved if its owner is still reachable from the new location. Okay. Okay, so this should theoretically, when I push this button, move all the enemies out of their groups and into their proper screens without me having to manually do it. Please don't break. Those are empty. And let's see. So screen 0. Let's see. I know that one. Okay, let's see. Oh, oops. That is open. Oh, it like. Can I like collapse all? Is that a thing? Can I go all the way down to here? Is there a collapse all option? No. Gosh. Why is there no collapse all option? Like if you select a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it worked exactly how I wanted. Yeah, those are Armos, so I guess they don't have. Yeah, it looks like it all worked perfectly. None of the bounding boxes are existing outside of their area. And all the enemies got moved properly. Alright, cool. That took a while. All right. Thank you for the applause, Smelly Cat. So now that that's done, I can get rid of that script, and I can just delete this altogether. And so can I not attach a script? Oh, I can over here. New GD script. And this is going to extend node 3D. Save this, and we're going to save as scripts, enemies, screen, there we go. And then when it's ready, for node in get children node dot process mode will equal process mode disabled. Okay. Now the test. With all enemies turned off in this manner, am I still getting lag? Why are the enemies processing? Wait. They're not. Why are some enemies processing? Just the Octoroks? It looks like it. Octoroks have something weird going on. I gotta look at them. Okay. I gotta figure out why the Octoroks are loading in when everything else is not. Alright, sorry about that, chat. The Octoroks. What's going on with Octoroks? Why are they so weird? Oh, because they have a visible on-screen enabler. Yeah. Yeah. So they become enabled when they're on screen. Is there a way? Sets Octorok to inherit. This is a always order. Nodes with whose priority value is lower call their callbacks first. So if I make this -1, then no, that's still not going to do what I want. I need it like I want a visible on-screen enabler. If it's like, I don't know. I gotta think about this, and I have stuff I gotta go do, so I'm going to end stream there, and I'll probably take another crack at this a little later on. Thanks for watching. I will be back again tomorrow. Peace.